First topic of the day. Actor Alec Baldwin is on trial for involuntary manslaughter after the 2021 shooting on set of a movie called Rust, whereas cinematographer Halyna Hutchins, Halyna Hutchins was
Hmm.
killed and director Joel Souza was wounded. I guess he was shot in the shoulder too. This is insane. If you think about what really happened here, they're filming a movie and they're doing a scene where he's demonstrating a cross draw. It's a Western movie, so pulling the gun out and he's pointing it at the camera. The lady's holding the camera. Director's watching it too, right behind her, I'm assuming, in the vicinity, and the gun
Hmm.
goes off.
Yep.
Alec
Hmm.
Baldwin claims he never pulled the trigger, and obviously this poor lady lost her life in this, unfortunately, and the director, like I said, was wounded. But this is just crazy. Like this is just unheard of, man. I've never heard of anything like this happening on any set of any movies. And I know some shit happens on the set of movies, man, but I've never heard anybody get killed like this, you know.
Well, this an article that I was reading. This is the first. It has happened before. Bruce Lee's son, got,
Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee, got killed while he was filming The Crow back in the day, and it
Hmm.
was a similar incidents like this.
Okay.
Yep.
Um, and that was like 1993, I think.
That was
Hmm.
with a gun. We got shot with a gun.
Yeah. Yep.
Like a shotgun or something like that. Crazy.
Yep.
Bro, what?
Yep.
And that, I'm sorry, guys, give me a second, but what the fuck is live ammunition doing on set of a movie, man?
100%. I don't
It does
understand it.
not make any sense to me. There's
Mm-mm.
a reason
At
there's
all.
blanks. There's a reason that you have alternative measures to shit like that.
And
Live
there's
ammunition should not be anywhere near a movie set, man.
for this movie, there's an armorer, specific armorer that handles the weapons before it's given to the actors.
Correct.
The armorer is supposed to make sure that there's no real shit, no real bullets in there.
Hmm.
It's clear, or even if most likely it's supposed to have bullets in it, but they're supposed to be like fake bullets
Like
Blanks.
dummy
or
bullets.
yeah, blanks. Yeah,
Blanks, yeah,
yes,
Blanks.
blanks.
exactly. So for something like this to happen, this to me is very, very, very sketchy. Um, like you said, Jordan, no fucking way, no reason why live ammunition should be on a fucking movie set for any
Right.
reason whatsoever. I don't understand it.
And speaking of that armor, she's been found guilty of involuntary manslaughter already. They found her guilty back in March of this year.
Hmm.
So the armor, Miss Hannah Gutierrez-Reed is her name. She was just found guilty earlier this year, and they're calling her to testify in this case, and she's refusing. Obviously, I believe she got 18 months in jail in prison for this.
18 months.
And yeah, man, so it was her responsibility, no, Sam? How can you charge Alec Baldwin for this? Bottom line, it is what I'm
Exactly.
thinking. But
100%.
go ahead,
But
Sam.
see, they got somebody else too. I think the assistant director, or I believe they got him too, or whatever. So it's two people that has been convicted and jailed for this involuntary manslaughter.
Wait, on top of the I thought it was only
It's
the Hannah
it's two
Gutierrez-Reed.
people.
Oh,
It's
okay.
two
So there's an
people. It's a
additional
second
person.
person. It's a second
Okay.
person. So the things they're saying now is how can two people be convicted and not the third? So it's either all or nothing. You
Yeah,
know,
but he's the
and when
last.
and when they go ahead.
No, he's the last person to have it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get he's an actor. Maybe he should triple, quadruple check, what's going on. But out of how many fucking movies has people been in
100%.
where this doesn't happen? I don't think the actors should absolutely like they should trust their armorer, the field or the set armorer, and whoever else that is handling these weapons and shit like
Right.
that. This just doesn't happen by happenstance. Like, and I heard that there was like an ulterior motive for the armorer or something like that. I heard something way back a couple years ago when this first happened that
Mm-hmm.
someone had issues with Baldwin or something like that, or the person that who got shot and killed. That's why this
Mm-hmm.
all happened. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't
Now,
know.
It was a weird series of timeline events, bro. It was the day actually before this happened. They had people actually walk off set, essentially quit production because they felt like it was an unsafe work environment. So something was going on there that made some people
Right.
feel uncomfortable because the
Mm-hmm.
very next day this happens. Freak accident, incident.
Right.
It's crazy.
Alex Baldwin is the director. So you definitely supposed to have this stuff
No, he's
on
not.
wraps.
He's not the
What's
director.
he's
I don't
not the
think so.
director. Souza's the director. He's the one that got shot in the shoulder.
He was the actor and the director, bro. He was one of the directors in that movie. So you got full power. And for one person, well, for one shot to come out and two people get shot, man, that's super crazy to me. So how powerful was this bullet? If it kills one person and it hits the other person in the shoulder, man, that got to be a 45 caliber. That got to be something that you can clearly see that is not supposed to be there. You know, that's a
Right.
45 cal. That's not a 9. That's not a freaking 357 bullet. You know what I'm saying? Like something that can go through somebody and go through somebody else. You know, so high caliber bullet. You got two people checking it. You should be checking that stuff as well, because if you're gonna point the gun anyway, you got to be safe. And why would you use a real gun in a movie like this anyway? Can't you, with the AI and all the freaking special effects or whatever, you can make the gun sounds, you can make it smoke, you can make
They
it do
use them all the time,
anything,
man. It's
you know?
technology now, man. They use real guns in almost every major motion picture and show now. It's all, but they use blanks, and they
Right.
don't use live ammunition. It's like I don't get like that's what it comes down to me. Like, how did live ammunition get around the set? And
Exactly,
and to me,
exactly.
like an
You can
actor, go
you can
ahead.
see you can see the difference though. You can
Yeah,
see the
wouldn't you
difference.
think that a live bullet is heavier than a blank? Like
Believe it.
just by even if the clip has all blanks and there's a live bullet in there, wouldn't you be
It's
able to
gonna
tell? Yeah,
because
like you
it got
you
to be a
should be able to
revolver because
tell.
it's an
Oh, so
older
it's a
Western
revolver.
movie.
That's
It's
right,
a
true.
revolver,
It
so
is.
it's gonna roll super fast because the weight of the
Exactly,
one
exactly.
full, like I say, just little things that dealing
But
with guns.
think
You
about
know.
this though. If the one lady was shot because she was shot in her stomach and she ultimately died, and the one dude, the director, Souza was wounded in his shoulder. So the
Hmm.
woman was shot in her stomach and he got wounded in his shoulder. So even if they're standing by each other in front of each other, to me, what it sounds like is obviously some kind of misfire or deficiency in the firearm, obviously, that caused the bullet to explode. Something happened. I don't know that kind of like it exploded in kind of like a shrapnel kind of way. That's what it sounds like
Right.
to me. Kind of like shotgun shells kind of do when you fire it.
Right.
So like multiple wounds, multiple
Right.
wounded. And Alec Baldwin claims he never pulled the trigger.
Yeah, I
Right.
So
did
if
see that.
he
I did see
never
that.
pulled the trigger and this happens, that's a genuine freak accident. However, they're still trying to give him involuntary manslaughter. And look, it's not like he gets convicted. He could do 18 months in jail. Not the end of the world, not the end
That's
of it.
maximum. That's
Still, but
maximum
that's
though.
maximum for one. Yeah. And but for two,
Mhm.
to me, it's not right to send this man to jail for this. I do
Man.
not believe he should be responsible for this. He's an actor. It's like his job has nothing to do with none of that, getting any of that ready. It's handy. It's like me. I work in a warehouse, okay? I'm not a reach truck driver no more, but I used to be. That's like in my position, that would be like me, some maintenance guy just fixed my reach truck. So then I get on it, and when I get on it and I move, I have a pallet on it. I don't touch anything at the controls, and then all of a sudden the reach truck malfunctions and the pallet drops and kills somebody. Should I go to jail for
Right.
that? Because I didn't
No,
check,
definitely not.
nothing looked at it. That's what I'm saying. It's the same concept.
Right.
So, like, how are you gonna
Safety.
try to throw this man in jail when that's not his job, bro? I mean, of course, everybody should have been safer, and it's terrible this lady lost her life. Alec Baldwin has already settled with her family. He
Right.
did back in October. I mean, he feels terrible when you see the videos.
Right.
When he learned that
Oh
he
yeah,
killed it, like this
he
one, he
yeah,
was
he's
torn up.
fucked
That man
up.
ain't been the same ever since, bro. This ruined
Exactly.
his life.
Yep.
And to try to send
Right.
him to jail for something like this, I don't feel there's no justice in that, man. I don't feel there's no justice in that. And this is a truly traumatic event for all of them, man. And it's a sad story. It really is, man. I just don't understand how a gun could go off like that with no trigger being pulled, nothing happened out of all of that. And yet you try to put this man in jail for that. I don't think it's right. There's no
Right.
justice in that to me, bro.
I don't, like you said earlier, I have zero idea how live ammunition got on a
Hmm.
fucking movie set. That to me tells me like there's some tomfuckery going on and someone had an ulterior motive and potentially either has got away with it to blame it on Alec Baldwin and all these others or take him down with them. Something like that. I don't know. Because
So
I did see like you said he claimed that he did not even pull the trigger.
Hmm.
He had said something like when he was pulling it out or going like that or doing something.
a cross draw.
So he
It's a
was
Right.
cross
doing,
Yeah.
draw.
Yeah. Yeah.
so he
Yeah.
Yeah.
was doing it right. He was doing
Yeah.
it or whatever, rehearsing the scene.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they showed it. They showed it that he did it like 5 times. You know what I'm saying? He
Hmm.
was like, "I'm Russ. I'm such and such Russ." You know what I'm saying? Like he did it like 4 or 5 times or whatever in the video of the trial. So he was like, "Well, we just rehearsed this stuff so many times."
Yeah.
And then when they did the actual scene, gun goes off. You know what I'm saying? So like it wasn't like he was just like on a rampage or something like that. Somebody put that bullet in there, and it might have been multiple bullets. You know what I'm saying?
Hard to
It could have been
tell.
multiple. It could have been multiple bullets in that gun.
So you
But
think he was
like you
set
say,
up?
definitely set up.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Armorer, the armorer, you got to go to the jail for the most time because you're supposed to check this stuff. I shouldn't have any worries about a gun going off on this set. I
That
shouldn't have
Facts.
any worries.
Facts. Exactly. Well, she's doing the 18 months, man, the maximum. But yeah, that's I definitely feel like she should be the one responsible here.
Mhm.
If you had discovered anything more, like I would get, going after them if you deem they were responsible as well. Like they charged Alec Baldwin at first for involuntary manslaughter. Then they dropped the charges on him, knowing that
Mhm.
charges can be refiled, and that's exactly what fucking happened under another
What
grand
they
jury.
did.
That's so stupid in this country, bro. We get double jeopardy when you go to trial for it. Can't be charged for that again, but you're gonna drop charges on somebody
Mhm.
just to pick them right back up. And what, 6 weeks later, or whatever it was,
Mhm.
and
yeah.
based off of what? What
Right.
else did you find that would relate him to? I just don't get it, bro. Bottom line for me, I say Alec Baldwin should not go to jail for this. He is not guilty, in my opinion, on this matter. Wes,
I totally agree. I just want them to find out if they haven't already how that fucking ammunition got there and who brought that shit there.
and if it was a
Right.
conspiracy, Sam
I
guilty?
think it was a conspiracy.
Sam
And
guilty or not
and
guilty?
and also when they found when the police came to the set, they couldn't find the gun. So they got the gun at another point in time. So who hid the gun? You know, it's a lot of pieces to this
Maybe
puzzle.
Yeah, they had like messed up the gun, so that's the defense's argument too. Like, okay, this shit was fucking tampered with, so like we can't present
We
our
can't
defense
present this as
showing you that
evidence.
the gun can be fired without pulling the trigger, like
Hmm.
to at least try to prove it or something along those lines. But yeah, so the gun was definitely tampered with. There's so many things to this
Right. It's
case
so
that we're not getting
wishy-washy.
to. This is just the start of it. We'll probably touch on
Mhm.
this again as time goes on. Like I said, they're just getting started into it, but like I said, I say
Yep.
not guilty. Wes, you say not guilty. Sam, you say what?
Not guilty.
Period. Let us know
No
what y'all
face, no
think.
case.
Let us know what y'all think. Alec Baldwin, guilty or not guilty of involuntary manslaughter and the horrible death of the cinematographer, Mrs. Hutchins. RIP. Condolences to your family
RIP.
and everybody
100%.
affected by this.